dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. As always, guys, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. So we have Libra Scorpio, and this is your weekly reading. It's very interesting. You're moving in a very fast hold on, guys, because messages are not supposed to come through unless they're the kid. All right. Anyways, just had to check. There is this energy of like you've made a decision that you're no longer staying where you're at. And again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever applies. There's something in your life that has felt uncomfortable or has not brought in any satisfaction. So this can be your eating habits, this can be your workouts, this can be work, this can be your financial status, this can be your romantic life, this can be anything. Your spiritual practices, your spiritual path. Not path, I shouldn't say path, your spiritual belief system or whatever it is. There's something that is just and when I say it's just like it's something that is no longer bringing any joy or any happiness, and it's just really bringing you down, and it's really making you ask yourself these questions of like, okay, is there more, right? Or is this it? So you're kind of like in this transition of allowing yourself to stop living in a space, or to stop living life with so much with such a limited belief system, where you may look at something and be like, oh, that would be so nice to have, but then you're like, oh, but I'll never have it. Oh, I'll never be able to afford that. Or I'll be able to afford that in like 40 years or something like that. So there is some type of limited belief system that you guys have to work on getting yourself out of, if that makes any sense. So it's almost kind of like you want more, but you don't really allow yourself the space to actually dream. And then when you don't give yourself the space to dream, then you don't set intentions, you don't set goals, so you don't take any actions. So it's almost kind of like, okay, we need to get past the dream state. We need to get past the state, right? We need to get to the next one. You need to believe that whatever it is that you're dreaming is possible. And not so much that it's possible, but that it's attainable, right? That you can actually go for it, that you can actually achieve it, right? So that then you can set that intention, and then you can start setting those goals. And you can start setting, because when you set an intention and you set very specific goals within that intention, then you're able to take action. Because it is nice to have a dream. Oh, I want this. This is what I want my life to look like. And then you kind of look at your life and you're like, oh, like, this is going to take like 100 years, right? But if you believe that it's possible to achieve that dream, then you set an intention. That is what I'm going after. Now, let's go ahead. Whether it's a spreadsheet, whatever it is. What do I need? What goals do I have to hit in order to achieve that? And then when you have those goals in front of you, then you're able to take action, whether it's one goal at a time or whatever it is. But the notion here for you guys is like, let's get out of the dreaming stage, and let's set that intention so we can set those very specific goals, and then let's start showing up for yourself every single day. The moment that you choose to tell yourself that something is impossible, you're already out of the race. You've already failed. Any challenges that you meet while trying to achieve a certain goal for that intention is not a failure. is a lesson either of how to manifest or how to achieve something quicker or an easier way of doing things or something that you just needed to learn. But if the fear of challenges disguised as failure is what is stopping you, reevaluate that thought pattern in your mind. So let's pull out some tarot. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Chariot in the reverse with the High Priestess. And now what I'm going to say next may trigger certain people. And if it does, you're meant to be triggered. We have the Five of Swords with the Chariot in the reverse. Your circumstances, regardless of whatever they are, do not define you. And do not define what your future is going to look like. What defines what your future is going to look like and what defines who you are at this moment in time is what you choose to do when you're facing those difficulties. Whether they're financially, whether they're physically, whether they are emotionally, whether they're mentally, whether they're spiritually. You have to make the choice of whether you're going to allow something to defeat you and keep you down, or whether you're going to be like, you know what? It may be difficult. It's going to be a long road, but I'm taking the first step now. And I say this from experience when narcolepsy is not something that is new to me. It's something that I've had, they believe, since I was born, or if not before I was a year old. But it wasn't until I was about 29, 28 that I was diagnosed. 28 when I was diagnosed. And my entire world was flipped upside down. I was taken out of work after a year of fighting to stay at work. So many different things, right, came about with that diagnosis. As much as I wanted to know what was wrong, and as much as I wanted to get to the truth of it, I knew that getting to the truth of it was going to come with its own challenges. And I'm not going to lie, there was a period of time, there was a good 6 months there that I gave up on life. I was super depressed, didn't want to do anything, didn't want nothing to do with life. Because I felt like everything that I had worked for, my nursing degree, my job, my everything was ripped from underneath me. And when I tell you, I sat there one day and I thought about what I wanted my life to be like. And I was like, you know what? What else do I got to lose? I've lost everything that I worked for so hard for so long. So what else do I have to lose? Let's go ahead. I'm going to go after this dream. Gonna set some small goals to get myself there, but I'm going to show up for myself. And that's what I've been doing, right? And it's not just about financial goals, right? We're talking about your emotional self, your physical self, everything, right? And that's kind of like how you have to look at things. So with the High Priestess energy is like, allow yourself the doubts that this could work for you. Just allow yourself to sit in that energy, like, ooh. Set that intention. And if you want to start with just one small goal, go ahead. But do not allow your current circumstance to determine who you are or what your future is going to look like. Because I've talked to professional doctors that tell me that they have no idea how I went through high school, through nursing school, through my, like, worked at so many different places, worked at a pace where I had to mentally, like, be there, right? Because we used to have, you know, I did allergy and asthma was my last job, and you know, everything could be going well, and in a second a person can have a full-blown reaction where you have to, you know, respond real quickly. And doctors were shocked that I was able to do all of that undiagnosed and unmedicated. Yeah, eventually it caught up to me. That's why I was diagnosed. But what I'm trying to say is like we sometimes limit ourselves, and you need to stop limiting yourself so much. So let's put on an oracle card. Now this can be confirmation to the reading, your advice, or something that you need to be made aware of that you're not seeing clearly. So we have the number 3, benefactor, grace and generosity. You need to be a little bit more graceful with yourself. You need to learn to appreciate where it is that you are at and what these challenges, these circumstances have actually taught you about yourself. Because a lot of the things is like a lot of people think that situations make you tough. They don't make you tough. They allow you to see how tough you truly are. Right? And that's kind of like what you have to remind yourself. Things are happening for you, not to you. So let's go ahead and let's pull out your last final message for this week. Renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. So if nature can renew itself year after year, why can't you? Go after your dreams. Chase them. Follow them. Do whatever it takes. But do not ever tell yourself that it's not possible. Because if you do tell yourself that, you have already lost. Alrighty, guys. That is all that I have for you for this week. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.